Welcome back to the channel. So, quick video why I believe graphite is going to be the best, natural graphite, it's going to be the best investment, why I believe is the best investment around this time period. Let me know your thoughts. So why is investment? We'll start with lithium, and this company in particular, CXO. So 2021, this company was trading under 10 cents, probably had a resource in the ground. Nothing about this company, near Darwin, if you're near a capital city, it's a low capex. There's already existing workforce, existing power, existing everything, existing port, everything's existing. You don't have to spend $300 million, you have to spend $100 million. So you're not raising $300 million diluting your company. That's an important thing. Capex, low capex, existing stuff in your area. So anyway, CXO under 10 cents here. Let's look at the study. 850, I think it's 850. So their study, this is when lithium wasn't in shortfall. They're planning to get $850 a ton. Guess how much they get for lithium now? Sorry, I should have had this open up already. Oh my god, get away from me. 8,000. They got $8,000 a ton. It went from 800 to 8,000. So what do you think happened to this feasibility study? They got out of the ground for 500, selling for 850, but no, that number went an extra zero. Crazy figures, doing 100,000, 200,000 tons per annum. That's like 400 million, rough figures. This is just rough figures. Hence why they went from here to 2 billion. So that's because there was a shortfall in lithium and people wanted it for the electric vehicles. So graphite, where is it at? If I can just find this slide, one moment. So graphite, right now, plenty of graphite going around, and they believe about 2025, 2026, we're going to run out of graphite. So what do you think is going to happen to the price? So Tesla needs graphite. This company hasn't built the mine, needs $200 million to build the mine. So anyway, I don't want to go on that, but the short story is graphite is going to need to increase in price around this time because it's not going to be enough. People are going to say, oh, we'll pay you more. The graphite in your Tesla, last time I did the sum, it's only $1,000 for the graphite in your Tesla compared to about $5,000 for the lithium. So there's room to grow. The person buying the Tesla is going to say, fine, I'll give you the extra $2,000 for your graphite. So what do you think? Graphite is going to go down in price when it goes to shortfall? Or is it going to go up in price? Take in mind there's a lot of graphite in the ground. Same lithium, a lot of lithium in the ground. Just have to spend $200 million, drill it out to get it out of the ground. And you can't just do that overnight. So which is why I believe graphite price will go up here. And if you look at any graphite company study, this is REASEARCH. Let's just see what their sales price was. Oh, what you have it here, sale. 4,000. So take in mind that's 4,000 ton. Convert this to the Tesla. It's only still only $1,000 for the graphite in Tesla, and that's beyond this. That's coated spherical graphite. This is spherical graphite. So companies like this, you're going to redo the sums, and they're not going to be making measly profit. They're going to be making huge profits. So back on this fact, this is REASEARCH, sort of already grown. That's another thing. If your company's already grown, say it's $500 million, basically you're buying your company small, and to make profit on the company, you got to sell it to someone. So that person you're selling to needs to be a good deal for them as well. So if your company's already at 500 million, yeah, the person might come along and give you $2 billion if you're making $400 million a year. But I believe there's a lot more times in your money for a small investor. If you're buying a company that's 50 million, from going from 50 million to 500 million is like a 10x. Bear in mind, some of that will be market capital return, not share price return. Multiples on market cap, not share price, which is different because you obviously dilute when you raise money, which is why it's also important to have something with low capex. So REASEARCH capex So this is for getting it out of the ground, and this is for making it into round balls that go into the battery. I'm not sure of the coding as well, and they might send a way to get code. Not sure, don't care. Startup capital, 142 million. If you look around, that is quite cheap. And why? Because they're near a capital city, near existing everything. So, sorry, try to make this video as good as I can without getting too boring. Company, 600 million, I think. Why? Because they've drilled it out, they've got the loan, it's pretty much a sure thing. A lot of the risk is taken out. 600 million. Now I'll show you the best company I think you can buy in graphite. So, let's see here, Renscore. Bear with me. We'll shut these down. Okay, ITM. So these things here, this will make their resource. This is a current geological resource, means they've drilled it out multiple times. Then they got this one here. This one, they flew the helicopter over, got a magnetic reading, they've drilled it, and guess what? They're going to come back and drill it more, say, yeah, it's definitely here. They got this one, and they got another one this size. Will make their resource the same size as Renscore, and they're about 100 kilometers or something away from Renscore. Not far at all. Meaning, their capex, guess what? It's going to be probably quite low. They got good videos on this as well. So they're going to have a low capex compared to the rest of the world. Not going to have to raise so much money, dilute the share price. So one thing about this company, this was like fine flake graphite, really small. That didn't used to be that worth it years ago. They wanted like some larger flake for the other uses for graphite. Now, battery materials, that small flake is fine. So that's why this is fine. That's what they believe. Do your own research on that. They also have rare earths. So rare earths go into the motor of electric vehicle. If you don't have a rare earths motor, your car's going to go 300 kilometers instead of 600 kilometers. So you need a rare earths motor, because then you're going to have less battery, etc. So rare earths is another good one. They got a rare earths and kaolin project. Kaolin goes into ceramics, stuff like that. So you got that, but the reason I bought them is for this big graphite thing, which they haven't drilled yet. They're going to drill very soon. This is on a wheat field, waiting for the farmers to stop. They're going to drill it, and guess what they're going to find? They've already drilled this and found graphite. Like, if you look at their past presentation, they've drilled it, 10% graphite, stuff like that. So guess what they're going to find? Yes, correct. And guess what? This company, ITM, ASX, look between its peers, always look at the ASX for the actual market cap, and you always have to look at the cash, etc. So it's not just about market cap, it's about other things. Market cap 35 million. Now look at all the graphite peers, look what they're at. Also other graphite peers, look at the country they're in and stuff like this. This company has 8 million in cash. And really good projects coming through with low capexes. So if this company, right now, graphite is like CXO, it's like that 850 a ton for hard rock lithium. Fast forward, it's going to be a lot more, and this company will easily be able to get this stuff out of the, I'm not saying it will, saying likely, this company is going to get the stuff out of the ground, make $200 million a year. So how much is someone going to pay for this company when it can spend $100 million and make $200 million a year? That's like the best thing that can happen. It's going to be a lot more than 35 million. So that's why I've bought into this company. Another thing, look at the chart. No hype. Why would you buy up here? Take in mind, we've got another 3 years to get into the graphite thing. So in the meantime, rates can rise. This company could go down even further. You don't know. It could go up, you miss out. It might go up on Monday and you'll say, oh, should have bought in. You buy in, then it goes down again. You don't know, but 33 million. If you had to this is how I've said to myself, yeah, it can go down, can go up. But if you had to bet your life on this, in 3 years, is this going to be worth more than 33 million? Could it be worth 60 million at least, double what it is now? I'd probably say yes, with a high probability. So you could lose 29 cents, or you can make $1.50. Take in mind, right now it seems like graphite isn't going to go up to the moon. Fast forward 2026, it is there. You're like, wow, it actually did it, and it was no it's going to be no surprise, I think. Like, shortfall in graphite is what's going to happen. So sorry for ramming that company down your throat. We'll now go through some other graphite stocks. I think a better one for this is this one. So not sure about these companies. Try Minerals. Another thing about these graphite companies, they can do a small pilot plant first. Don't have to raise as much money. Figure it out, get it going, not diluting the share price. So these guys have Try Minerals, Mozambique. They also had this big project here which they lost. So that's a risk in Mozambique. They just say, nope, we're not renewing your lease. And that's hurt that company very bad. But they got this one coming along. And a lot of these companies, this is contained graphite, but guess what? All these companies have more graphite around. They're just not spending the millions of dollars to drill it out, because what's the point? They don't need it yet. It's a waste of money. Will dilute share price. So Magnus already grown. I tried to ring this company up years and years ago when they were a bit smaller. They didn't answer my questions. Normally I ring up companies that are happy to chat for like 20-30 minutes. I think the guy answering the phone didn't know what I was talking about, so I didn't answer them. Vault Resources, they got this big project which they spend $200 million and make $200 million a year. And instead of raising that $200 million, they can just raise $100 million, do a first stage, and then raise it up. And Vault Resources also have a mine in Ukraine, already operational. With very little money spent, they could take that to 100,000 tons per annum. Probably like it's already existing mine, so they just have to upgrade it. So maybe they spend, I don't know, 50 million. They're doing 100,000 tons per annum, which means $100 million a year. So that's why they're at a little bit of premium to other players. They got this really good thing in Tanzania. They're downstream in USA, and they got the one in Ukraine. So it's a good thing, especially if you want to get more upside when the war in Ukraine turns around. So if you're voting for peace in Ukraine, Vault Resources. So Renscore, good company, good location, already grown. So it's already 500 million. Yeah, it can grow more, but I believe ITM, who's at 30 million, will drill out, get stuff done, make announcements, and you'll get a lot more X's on your money, in my opinion, not financial advice. So Renscore, good company. That's a big brother of ITM, and I believe ITM will come along and fill in similar footsteps for Renscore, and I believe I'd get a bit of more X's on my money with ITM. So Minerals, that's a good one. They have a low capex. Think they're a big company already. BlackRock, think's pretty big. Not sure about these guys. Not sure. Ecograph, they got this, and they got recycling of graphite, which is good. These companies, Try Minerals, already gone them. Australia, this is in Canada. Some of the Canadian ones, they're in the middle of nowhere, so they've got high capexes, though pretty decent. I think they're at 30 million market cap. Focus Graphite, decent. Telga, really good company, best location, hydroelectricity. Already pretty grown though, so not for me. Still could go well. Mason Graphite, this was 20 million the other week. It's now 50 million with 11 million tons in the ground, already drilled out. Capex, little on the high side, but still really good numbers. They're going to be doing joint venture on the project with another company, Nivamon Graphite. But bear in mind, all these companies are pretty much going to do a joint venture, because where are they going to get that first $100 million to build the mine? They're going to joint venture with an investor who's giving the money, essentially. Telga Resources. So one is not on this list, who I talked about, GEM. These guys are next to Mason Graphite. So Mason Graphite, oh, pardon my French, pardon me, sorry. They got this high grade, it's actually 25% grade for the first 20 years or something, so average grade 17%. Their neighbor here, they just had an announcement about graphene battery thing, maybe just a bit of a share push. But $7 million with $2 million cash. They're basically next to Mason Graphite. Difference between them and Mason Graphite spend a lot more money drilling out and stuff. These guys probably right now just sitting there waiting for the graphite demand to come in so they can raise some money without diluting the share price and drill that out. So pretty risky. Chance to get into production is 50-50 at this point, but come to 2025, I believe this will go up. The share price will go up just with the graphite price going up. Who knows, will this go nuts because this graphene battery thing they just realized. It says Green Battery Minerals Inc. So look at this. I'm not sure what happened here, but you look at these Graphite Canadian ones, they just shot up for no reason. I'm not sure what the reason was, but they shoot up. So these guys were half the price the other day and they shot up because it's so small. If you want to buy $100,000 worth of this stock, it's probably going to shoot up price because no one's selling it. It's such a small traded stock. So that's Green Battery Minerals Inc. Not on the ASX. But they got high grade resource right next to Mason Graphite. So the capex might be a little on the high side. The grade is big. It's got hydroelectricity. We go through the news. Green Battery Minerals Inc. Twitter. So they're a bit more prevalent on Twitter. Is that the word? Prevalent, meaning they're a bit more active. So you've got this graphene battery, which is meant to be a lot better in every way. But we will dismiss that until it's in pilot stage, maybe commercial production. But if it goes well, it's good for me and it's good for the planet. So we'll come down here to compare them to Mason Graphite. Look at that graphite at surface. So the graphite there, probably a lot more around than the million tons they have now. Once they drill it out more, coming down. We'll compare them to Mason Graphite. They got a lot of videos on the website as well. Click here, video, and they'll go over what they have. So a lot of these graphite companies have been sitting around for 10 years because guess what? We don't need the graphite now. Probably around 2025 we will need it. 2030 even more. So that's how many mines we need doing this many tons. So a lot of natural graphite, which we don't need now. So people are dismissing these companies, but come 2025, we're going to need that graphite. And if you bought before, people got anxious, then you might make more money. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. So there's Nuvimon Graphite or Mason Graphite joint venture, 11 million tons in the ground. So you can see that stuff there, which basically is the graphite. This is a $7 million company, so that's a $50 million company. This one's a $7 million company. It was like $4 million the other day. So it's more scattered, but looks like they'll have, if that's 11 million tons, you'd think that's at least 2 million tons, which is enough for a 20-year mine life doing 100,000 tons per year. I'm not sure who owns these other claims here. So that's probably it for this video. Let me know your thoughts. So runner-up companies, EV1 ASX. This one's pretty decent. Always look at this. So they're all the same. They've got graphite in the ground. They can spend 50 million, do a little power plant. When they make money and more demand comes, they can spend another 50 million to upgrade it. So yes, but I think one that stands out above the rest is ITM and the ASX in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. VRC is a good one I like. Oh, not to mention IG6 on the ASX. This one, they're doing the downstream, they're getting it out of the ground, making the spears and coating it as well. So more in-house stuff. I guess more risk, but they're drilling out now. They got pretty high grade. The resource size is a bit small, but it's growing and probably can get them to a 30-year mine life at 100,000 tons or more drilling. It's in Australia, downstream. So this one can go very well. Market cap I think is more like 40 million. Where are we? 39 million. So this one, pretty decent as well. On the lows, it's coming down in price now. It was a bit high. I bought in too early, but yeah, they're drilling it out now, and I think this company is top 5 with ITM being just in first place, IG6 somewhere in top 5, VRC top 5, Mason Graphite when it was 20 million a couple weeks ago, definitely top 5, probably still top 5, not sure. What else is there? Then you maybe have TON, ASX, and then you have what's that other one? EVG, who used to be Black Earth. These ones are quite small, low capex. They can spend a little bit of money, get the mine started, and then spend more. Same as all the other ones. So I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you got one thing out of this crappy video. And like and subscribe for more graphite content. Or anything else that goes into the battery that's going to be in shortfall that we need a lot of. Graphite's the only one I can think of. There is phosphate. There's rare earths. So this company's got rare earths and graphite, and it's only 35 million with 8 million cash in a really good location, meaning they're not going to spend 200 million to get it done. They're going to spend 100 million, less dilution on the share price, etc., etc. That's why my best bet is ITM. Amen.